Only. Nobody else.
Seen but not heard.
It's like, what did we tune into? You tuned into Jeff Willard Jr.
I think that's what they
It's the Jeff Willard Jr. show.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Come on.
Hey, gang.
Pop out. Pop out. I popped it out.
That's not good.
Oh, yeah.
You don't need another hernia surgery.
Oh, no. No more dishwasher
Pop out.
installations.
Pop out. Pop out. Who's in the chat? Can you join the chat early in Flickr? I can't remember. Or the Flickr.
Grinwing.
Twitch. Where did Flickr come from? Oh my god.
Man, what year is it?
He's like, can you join the chat early in the OnlyFans? I mean, somebody posted today that I think it was Chris Cornolo, who's a local guy here, posted that OnlyFans is banning sexually explicit content.
That's right.
What's
like
an only
99% of their
What's OnlyFans?
Yeah, you can look that up later. I'll send you my my old boss's daughter's account.
Yeah, what you should do is go to your work computer and invite everybody over, and then search for the words OnlyFans photos or something. And...
Yeah, I don't think that's a good idea.
Hey, everybody! I'm watching porn over here. Remember that old joke?
Oh, yeah.
That's funny. How I got Grinwing. Oh, I didn't want to do that.
I don't see anybody.
Oh, were we rated like a mature audience thing?
Billy Seven's on.
We are actually.
We are. Yeah.
Billy Seven is here too.
Did you guys hear the Predator? I heard the Predator.
Yeah, I think he's aiming.
Look.
He's outside your window, but that arcade one-up is
like,
blocking his view.
It's funny. I think it's coming from Jeff. You have the Predators in your room, Jeff.
Uh-oh.
Did you ever see the Predator joystick the one guy made?
No,
That
but it
was
sounds sick. So here's something fun. I went to go open my Logitech control panel on my Mac, and it's warning me about upgrading to OS 11.
Oh, man. OS 11?
Yeah.
I don't know what the latest OS number is.
Well, I don't either, but I didn't know they were doing that. Yeah.
Wow.
I just dropped the Predator joystick into the chat for anybody who's interested.
That's good.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Jeff Willard's got to work on restoring his computer, the ball bearings or something.
Got some sawdust in there.
How are the chatters doing tonight? I see Billy Seven, Grinwing, Mr. Peabody, and Time Runner. Oh, Time Runner. I see you guys.
That's right.
That's funny. But Jeff, you're not in the chat. You should join the chat.
Okay, I will.
Twitch.com/RcadeRadio or RcadeRadio.live. Hey, we should maybe, I got to figure out how to tweet. DJ Norman.
I just tweeted. I Facebooked.
Sweet.
I clothed.
Do you have access to the Arcade Radio tweet account? Because I think you should have access to that.
We have a show.
I thought I gave you access at some point.
I probably do. I gotta go look it up. That was a phone ago.
Yeah, that was a phone ago.
Hey, you know that if I hear that sound again, I've got this song. Cash for the merchandise, cash for the buttons, cash for the cotton goods and all the hard goods.
Yeah, and we'll probably get flagged for melody.
Flagged. Stop using lyrics that are copyrighted.
Oh my gosh. If I could reach through and kill UMG.
Yeah.
What a bunch of dicks.
Are you Time Runner on Twitter?
No, 90-minute tape.
Yep, he's 90-minute tape.
I have different usernames.
He has different usernames.
Everything. Yeah. Yes. Thanks for repeating.
I'm just gonna repeat what he says.
That way it's more secure if I have the same password. I just have different usernames everywhere.
What is that? It says Light Sky. Blue.
So, my wife recently was diagnosed with a gluten allergy and a peanut allergy and a sesame allergy and an egg allergy. I'm missing one. Hazelnut allergy. Anyway, so now all the beers are mine.
Oh my gosh.
This is the Blue Moon Light Sky.
And good?
It is pretty tasty. I mean, it tastes like Blue Moon with orange in it.
So she can't drink that
She can't.
because it's got wheat.
Doesn't Blue Moon already taste like it has orange in it?
No, it's a Belgian.
There's serve it with an orange.
Belgians are traditionally served with oranges, aren't they? Is that why they do that?
Not Belgians.
No.
That Belgian.
Yeah.
So we put an orange in a double or a quadruple, we'll shoot you.
So I'm trying to clear the fridge of all of these forbidden beers. I'm sorry, Jeff. I talked over you.
No,
I didn't realize that. Go ahead.
No, I was just to say I'm in the chat.
He's
Mountain Arcade.
sexting.
Hey, what was that topic we said we would wait till we go live on? Do you want to talk about? You remember that?
The big kit?
Dang. The bit kit, yeah.
Okay.
we
we
wait?
could do that in what you're working on, or we could talk about it now because I just put one in.
Well, let's start the show then.
Yeah, why not?
All right.
Live from KOYR Studios in Minneapolis, Minnesota, this is Arcade Radio.
Beware, I live. Run, run, run.
Survived.
Ha! Hey, gang. Thanks for listening in from the Arcadosphere. This is Season 5, Episode 22 of the Arcade Radio Podcast. Today is Thursday, right? August 19th, yes. 2021, and the time is now approximately 7:25 p.m. Central. I'm your host, Adam Reynolds. I'm joined by my co-host, Mark. Is there something wrong with the Earth's gravitational pull? Shields. And Paradise Arcade Shop proprietor and greatest American hero, guest star, Bryan Thurston Howell Armitage III. And joining us tonight is Jeff Willard as guest host. Yeah.
Hey, all right.
Thanks for having me.
Jeff, welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
We're going to talk about what you've been working on. So I'm going to start off real quick because I had a really good weekend working on Fire Truck.
Nice. So
the fire truck I got up in Gully, Minnesota had been dropped at some point in its life in the front. And also when I went to go pick it up, the gentleman that I picked it up from sort of picked it up with the dolly and the bottom fell out.
Oops.
And so there was some softness on the two sides of the front, and I had to rebuild the entire bottom. So my buddy Eric and I pieced together a bunch of plywood and made a new plywood bottom out of the using the original as a template. And then this weekend we went to go put it on and discovered all this weird stuff they did to piece that thing together at the factory. I don't know if you've ever torn one down, Jeff, but the bottom of that is just crazy. I was just like, they have all these little shims and, attach points that they put inside, and I don't know how they assembled that thing. But whatever they did, we actually had to undo a bunch of stuff that an operator had done when it had been apparently dropped. They just put a bunch of wood screws in the side. So nothing was plumb. Nothing had 90-degree angles. Everything had to be righted, and then we used finishing nailer, put it all back together, reinforced stuff, took off the little plywood attach points inside the bottom and cleaned them off, got all the crappy glue off them and reattached them with new glue and restapled everything. It's probably 4 times stronger than it was from the factory.
Nice.
Yeah, so that'll be really great. I'm waiting for the flooring to show up. I think it's going to show up tomorrow. I got a flooring. I don't know if you know, it's that ribbed sort of mat material, like garage mat type material.
Yeah,
Like they have on the.
Rib for her pleasure. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, my pleasure.
And so it's the same material actually that is the curtain inside Super Strike Bowling, or that they used on the seat for APB. It's that same ribbed rubber material.
Maybe like on a Battlezone base as well, maybe.
Yeah, it's. I think it's pretty. It was probably really common. It still is, but you have to order it. You can't. I actually bought a roll of it down at Menards probably 10 years ago, and I thought, oh, this is great. I'll buy. But I've actually run out now because I've used it for several projects.
So you go with the nice parquet flooring for it or something.
Well, I almost bought this diamond plate. Actually, I did buy it. I returned it, but they had this diamond plate rubber mat that you could buy. So, and it was black, and I thought that'd look cool. But I just didn't. I kind of wanted to go more original, so I'm putting that other flooring in. Also, it's interesting in doing research, and I have the white version of Fire Truck. The originals were red, but I haven't seen any other white ones. I think the one at Grinkers was red. But yeah, they're just there's so few of them left anyway.
Yeah.
And so when
recreating that art, I mean, especially that, it's probably, is it pretty good?
The art's in really great shape. I did my best not to damage the art when I was bondoing the corners up. So I had to add wood hardener and then I bondoed the corners up, and then I sanded them and I spray painted white, and I'm going to use a magic eraser to remove the overspray on the artwork, but the artwork is largely intact. I'll shoot you some pictures. It's pretty amazing. But yeah, so what was I going to say? Oh yeah, the gas pedal on the original red version was like a steel housing with a steel pedal that had diamond plate pattern on it. And so they cheapened it up for the white version. It's a wood block with just a standard pedal, like a pole position pedal. And there's like no sandpaper on it or anything, no grip. So I decided to put a diamond plate sort of overlay on it. So I bought an aluminum plate of diamond plate that's polished, and I cut it to size, and then I used a piece of shower liner, which is like a rubber, and I epoxied it to the aluminum because you can't have aluminum and steel touch each other. Does anyone know why?
Because they'll fall in love?
Yes. I think Bryan knows the answer.
It'll lose electrons and it'll start corroding.
Yes. It's called galvanized corrosion or something like that.
Galvanic corrosion. Yep.
Yeah, galvanic corrosion. So anyway, yeah, it happens pretty quickly actually. So anyway, I ended up epoxying the rubber to each side, so there's a nice insulated. So it looks really, really sweet. I'm gonna post some pictures, maybe next show with the progress, because the monitor's over at Paradise on the bench, ready to be repaired. I think that's gonna be pretty much it. So
we have a monitor.
Yeah, you've had the monitor.
You know, I've got this great Warlords that has this nice monitor with some fire truck burn now.
Actually, your Warlords monitor was way nicer than mine, so I'll take your Warlords monitor. Actually, I don't know if it'll fit because it's a 23.
Yeah, we'll have to check. We'll have to compare them. We are pulling the monitor from the soccer and the Warlords, and then the one from Fire Truck, so that we can have black and white day.
Yeah. So anyway, that's pretty much it for me. I got about 8 hours, not quite, probably 5.5 hours in on the fire truck that last weekend, and blazing heat with a nice heat rash on my face from wearing a mask from bondoing. But yeah, and it was the first time my buddy Eric had seen Bondo.
What?
Yeah, that was actually kind of fun because, you know, it has the chemical reaction, so it gets hot. You know, if you ever touched it right after it starts to cure.
Yeah, I'm usually like, ow, my penis.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it was hot as it was, so like this shit was getting like, it was like, whoa, is this just from the sun? I'm like, no, it's actually, there's a chemical reaction. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. So that's
exothermic.
Mark, you're up next.
Hello. Oh, and I just wanted to point out the exact same ribbed stuff in the Back to the Future. This wormhole emitter has this exact same stuff.
Yeah.
They actually used this all over on some of the parts that are in the time machine.
Yeah, that's the stuff.
It's pretty crazy. Yeah, so let's see. I've been finishing up my Pac-Man Mini. I have it wired. I mean, I even got a personal video from Bryan showing me the cool little harness he has to make buttons like flip colors. I basically have everything set up except for I still need the monitor chassis, and I'm negotiating with a dude who's camping. He's like, I swear I have it, as soon as I get back from this camping. And so I don't know who goes on, I guess starts on Monday to start camping, and he gets back next Tuesday or something. So hopefully
Cool.
he just finds his way back. Let's see, we're babysitting a 7-year-old girl this weekend. So hopefully we don't go crazy. We're kind of worried about it because we don't babysit. kind of freaking out a little bit. Like, is she going to touch the arcade games? Like, is she going to want to, play them? Or, I don't know what's going to happen. So I'm going to hide stuff in the office. I don't know.
She'll love it. You'll show her. She'll ask permission if she's polite.
Yeah. We'll see.
Otherwise, you just put her in a dog kennel.
Ooh.
Feed her through that's bad advice.
Slots.
That's bad advice. Don't do that.
Are the FPOs hard to find?
I don't know. I have one I was going to steal off of a cocktail. That's another situation. My storage, I actually expanded into another unit and I never used it. And it's been like 7 months. I'm paying like $700 a month for this unit that I've got just a handful of things in. So I think when I go there, I'm going to shut that down, move stuff in, grab my cocktail, my spare centipede cocktail.
Grab your
and then,
cocktail.
yeah, I guess I should be specific. My spare centipede cocktail, and I'm going to throw it in the black van that I have and drive that back, and that will allow me to shove in all the extra stuff that I was going to put in the other unit.
Yeah.
And then my goal is to sell this black van.
With or without ribs?
I don't remember. It's been a while since I've been in there.
Well, I was gonna say, if you have a hard time, let me know, because not with shoving it in, you can do that on your own. I have like a stack of Go7 chassis back there. I'm pretty sure I have at least 1 or 2 FBOs sitting there.
Okay, you got it. Thank you, sir. Well, speaking of, what have you been working on, Bryan?
Let's see. I've had a busy week. Busy 2 weeks. I converted a mispacked cocktail to a bit kit. Picked up the cocktail out in Colorado, and one of the local guys here hit me up and said that they're having an arcade affair, asked if we could give them a game for him to take there and then put a for sale sign on it. I decided to throw a bit kit in it to have some fun with it. And also we were testing whether or not the converter that we have works on a 2-player cocktail, and it does. And I got to play Mispacked Twin for the first time.
Oh, cool!
Ooh.
I'm actually gonna be working on that Stern cabinet I have. I want Miss Pac-Man Twin is my goal.
So that was fun. Again, the game is neat. It's funny because you can tell they had to like steal some of the memory for other things, so the graphics aren't quite as good, and some things are cut out a little bit, but it was really fun. So we played that a little bit.
Is that can you play versus and or as a team on that?
I think you can just play as a team, and you aren't getting the same dots. You each have your own dots to get.
Oh, it's because they're different color, right?
Yep, they're different colors. It was a lot of fun. It was actually a really good time playing around with it, messing with it. I'm terrible at Pac-Man, so my evaluation of it is not a good one.
Oh, yeah. That's good.
But the nice thing was the little adapter literally shoved it in, since that seems to be the theme of the night.
Sweet.
And just plugged the bit kit in, and it was ready to go. So Miss Pet Cocktail was converted to a bit kit.
Nice.
So and then we did not put on the brand new release with the Galaga and Dig Dug on it. Because I didn't have buttons on the table.
Well, Galaga has been out since December, but Dig Dug just came out like a week ago or so.
Yeah, which is on, and I never knew this. It's because Dig Dug was done on the same board set as Galaga.
Yep.
But then the Atari version of Dig Dug had a slightly different style of board set. So there's like a Namco version and a...
Yeah, I would call it the same hardware platform because they were different form factors for boards. The Dig Dug boards from Atari are much more reliable than the crappy Galaga boards from Namco.
Right, but my understanding from talking to Aaron was that they actually had a Dig Dug on the Galaga board set.
Oh, interesting.
So that is the platform that it was on. The Atari modified it to a single board, which is easier to maintain.
Sure.
There's a number of the reasons, but so Dig Dug just came out, which is really cool. We didn't put that on because I didn't have a button on there, and so I wanted to leave Nibbler on, which I thought was a really fun game to leave on there for the cocktail.
Sure.
So outside of that, I designed my own Gottlieb panels because I'm making a screw loose, and somebody wanted a Mad Planet, so I said, forget it, I'll just do Gottlieb panels. So I've got those that I scanned and drew up this week. So I got samples coming in. Dragon Spirit panels I finally ordered because I'm doing a Dragon Saber. I bought a cabinet that was reproduced in the Dragon Saber format. That's on its way. I fixed the Star Wars Ampliphone monitor. Well, I grabbed an extra Ampliphone monitor board set that was repaired at the arcade. We're taking that, or down to the shop, taking it back up to the arcade to fix the Star Wars cockpit up there.
Sure.
And I picked up a Virtual One system. Which
Virtual On?
Virtual On, yep, sorry. Which we're pretty excited about. Had a graphics glitch on Player 1, but hopefully getting that fixed by I Repair Sega. By Ken out there, Ken Westerfield, who does amazing work.
Genius.
But if it's a graphics glitch, it's probably just a video RAM, right?
Well, no, it's actually the graphics processor at C37 on board 2.
Oh, well, can't you just replace it since you know what it is?
Yeah, except that it's a surface-mounted chip with something like, I can't even remember, I could ask Billy, but it's got like 180 legs.
Oh.
So I decided, let's... I talked to Ken, and he's like, oh yeah, you just do this, swap that crystal out, and if it doesn't work, I just replace the processor. I was like, I'm going to send that to you.
Right.
That's
so
awesome.
if you guys haven't used him, Ken's awesome. He really is. He does great work. Nice guy. Worth supporting. So.
Also, Tron Marquis.
Well, Tron Marquis, but I was going to do that new product section. But I have one here.
Okay. Sorry. That was a gadget section originally, so I didn't know it was product. I'll have to change it.
Well, gadgets. I mean, it's a gadget.
Jeff Willard, what you been working on?
I just finished up a Moon Patrol. It just needed the front sanded and bondoed. There's a little delamination on the bottom. So I bondoed that, sanded it, and painted all the black areas. New T-molding, new CPO from this old game. And just finished up another reactor speaker panel.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
I'm doing another reactor. I sold my last one, so I'm doing another one. I found all the parts, so I thought, why not? And then I just finished this up today. A Mario Brothers wide body panel. So.
It's like
Sorry,
nice.
I didn't mean to cough in everyone's ear.
So yeah, I'm working on deconverting a Mario wide body that was converted to a double dragon. So
I'm thinking about selling my Mario wide body. I don't think I'm going to get to it. And I've got an R-Type that I want to sell too.
Ooh, I like R-Type.
The R-Type's in amazing condition. I bought it, and I've just practically nothing that needs to be done on it. It's just crazy.
Nice.
Yeah, and usually they're super faded, and it's really not. It's not faded at all. Although I think Bryan should redo the marquees on those.
We could do that.
Hey, speaking of Dragon Spirit and Dragon Saber, I finally got a Dragon Spirit. It's pretty solid. It needs needs the new white vinyl. It needs new side art. So I've got that coming, and I've got a new overlay for it. The control panel is pretty dented up, so I'll have to take that off and work on it. But yeah, I might be interested in a Dragon Saber. I'll take this cab to my cabinet guy and have him duplicate it and build a Dragon Saber. That's a fun game.
I think your cabinet guy may already have the ability to make them.
Oh, okay.
Because I think that may be where we got ours.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And you need a Dragon Saber Marquis too. You just don't know it yet because that'll be on glass, not translate.
Oh, yes. I'll definitely need that.
That's everybody.
Is that everyone?
We did it. We did the rounds.
Well, that's good.
All right. Next segment.
All right.
We can talk about this.
What?
I always felt that the true stars at Atari was engineering.
Oh, you're an inventor.
Yes, I am.
What have you invented?
A lot of things.
Like?
Like a lot of things. Like things that you've heard of.
Like?
Well, things that you will have heard of, okay? Patents are pending.
Arcade Gadgets with Bryan the Clown.
How's it going? Welcome to the Gadget segment. A few new things going on today. One is the Bug Trap 20-pin IC tester. Don't have a lot of specifics on this. Announced on August 11th, Advance 13 on KLOV put this up. Basically, these testers for ICs are somewhat common with the Chinese ones coming in. However, having a reliable one has been questionable. There was a Arduino-based one that we worked on a little bit and had trouble getting enough chips on there to really make it a system that was worth playing with. But this seems to be good. Advance hasn't given a lot of details on it. He's saying he's not collecting pre-order money. He's going to do some work on it, get it finished off, and then is looking for a store to partner up with. And so there is a thread on KLOV. I would suggest subscribing to that. It really is this is really a project that needs to get done. We need IC testers are kind of expensive. It'd be nice to have a homebrew one that does some custom chips and does some stuff for the community. So I am definitely on that thread. Another interesting product that I saw on Etsy cruising around was pizza-shaped dust washers for your. It originally made for those cabinets that Adam has sitting around that I hate, but these can be used for traditional Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle cabinets. They're kind of cool. They little pizza with a bite taken out of it. Actually, it was a really neat rendition. At first, I thought it was just a flat art dust washer. I realized these guys actually 3D printed it with a crust, which is pretty cool. They did a nice job of it.
Were you talking about this, Adam? Because I have no idea what you're talking about right now.
Yeah, you don't listen during the segment anyway, so I could just talk and it doesn't matter.
You said something about a pizza and cabinets behind me that...
I love pizza.
Me too.
It's for the originally made for the one-up cabinets.
Oh, none of these are one-up
washers.
Cabinets. These are all real.
The one in your windowsill there, that's not a one-up?
No, that's not a one-up. That's just a windowsill shaped like a one-up.
So I'll drop these dust washers into the chat. You should check them out. And then finally, since we kind of give a little preview of it, I don't know why this is so long, but they're long link in the chat. Tron Marquis. So these are kind of fun. We spent a lot of time getting these color matched. Mr. Billy 7 was kind enough to lend us an original NOS Marquis. One of the things we did with this that a lot of the other shops have not done is it's printed on the front and the back. So what you're getting here is some light filtering. So when you put this up against a Marquis light, you don't get any blanching of the colors when they come through. And the original ones had masking on the back to help with the light. These actually, you get the blues, the greens, the reds, they all get kind of emphasized because you're getting this initial mask followed by the color on the front. And so the colors really pop out. It looks great. And having this kind of emphasizes the colors without changing the color on the front side.
Hey, you know what we should do, Brian? We should offer the listeners a pre-sale discount.
Well, we have, so I will say we had one concern, and this one has been sitting around for a couple days, and we don't have any issues. So some people with the printing, there's been some issues with delamination and bubbling. and we weren't having any problems. Then we started doing these marquees, and we started to have huge problems. We have a pre-order list that we've run, and I want to finish those off, and then we'll offer these up for pre-order. But this one is looking awesome, and I have no delamination. We tried a slightly different technique, and it seems like we nailed it. So I'm kind of excited.
My only issue with this is that I have an original pristine mint Tron Marquis, and now I want to replace it with that one.
I was going to say the same thing. I have a Tron, and it's got a nice marquee, but I think I want to order one anyway.
So and so we're doing some of this stuff, and people are asking, like, there's a couple of guys, and I know some guys in the chat are real authentic, keep things real guys, and I don't disagree with that. What I think people should do is take the original one, take it out, wrap it carefully, put it in the machine, put this one up, because we can remake these.
Yeah.
So if these wear out, they get bleached, or they fade over time, we can remake this, and you keep the original one in its original shape. And so I'm not looking for people. I don't want anybody to throw out their original stuff. I don't want anybody to get rid of it, but I think this is a nice alternative, especially for those cabinets that are missing them. But these really came out nice.
Sure.
This is like our 17th print to get the colors matched properly. So,
ooh,
awesome.
Yeah.
Man, how much ink did that cost?
Well, so what I do actually, the first marquee that I did color matching on, I did the full marquee, and I spent it's like $5 to $10 in ink, right, on each one. And so
not to mention the R&D cost to match the color and all that sort of thing.
Well, there's a lot involved. There's the printer is really expensive. I mean, and there's time. Each of these takes 40 minutes to print up.
Yeah.
So I realized after that if I printed a small marquee, I could color match and use a few bucks of ink, and then and it was quicker too. So I cut the time. So on one marquee frame like this, we do 3 or 4 marquees and evaluate them for color matches, and then bring that back into the original file. So we've got a process down now. Hopefully we'll speed it up a little bit. You're going to be seeing some more marquees from us on glass. We may be working with somebody on that, because we've been talking with one of the art suppliers about us doing some glass work and them doing the original translate stuff. So we're kind of excited about that too. Cool. And Joe Drosen, we may do a discount code. Just to note, we're pricing these at $80, which is actually pretty competitive with any glass marquee out there. A lot of the glass marquees seem to be going for about $100 now. So, and Mr. Peabody said the code is Exterminator.
Start typing that in right now.
I will you guys will be the first to know when these go on official resale, not when we put them up, and I will come up with a code for the Arcade Radio listeners.
Sweet. All right, cool. Well, thanks for that. I think we're going to move on to the next segment. Wait a minute. We already did that one.
The Arcade News, arcades, pinball, industry alumni, arcade openings, selecting celebrities, world record holders, operators, coin-out, conventions. The Arcade News.
We interrupt the ventilated electric.
Now, the Arcade News with
Adam Stevens.
Welcome to the news segment. I'm joined by my co-host, Jeff Willard Jr. tonight to help me handle the news. Because it's a hard job, really. So it looks like I thought there was a couple of news articles, but maybe I'll just hand it over to our in-the-field reporter, Jeff Willard Jr., to handle the first news article.
Sure thing. From Ars Technica, Atari's collapse cost us this exquisite-looking Laserdisc game. When the early 80s home video game business began dwindling in the U.S., Atari looked to a Laserdisc arcade cabinet to boost its fortunes. That's according to Richard Taylor, who served as the film director for Atari Playland, an unreleased arcade cabinet from classic Atari's waning days. Laserdisc games were already a hot commodity by 1983, as seen in the Don Bluth-directed Dragon's Lair, which used hand-drawn animation instead of an arcade's usual pixelated sprites. But unlike the single-game Dragon's Lair cabinet, the idea for Atari Playland was to make a freestanding arcade structure that uses a Laserdisc, would have 10 games in it, And Taylor told ours that in a recent interview, also unlike Dragon's Lair, everything in Playland would be filmed with a real camera floating above elaborate miniatures on sizable sets. Wow, pretty cool.
Yeah, that's
I've never heard of it. Have you?
yeah, me neither. I mean, it sounds like they were doing almost like a Holosseum or that type of Laserdisc game, right?
It says it was canceled before the game was even fully designed. So yeah,
that's
probably just a few sketches for it.
He says that he has video that they filmed. They filmed for several weeks, and he did unearth the intro video. There's a link to it from YouTube. It's pretty strange. I don't know what the game would have been like, but
well, I gotta say, along these lines, our guest on the next episode of Arcade Radio is an Atari alumni who worked on a number of projects that actually didn't end up happening. Beavis and Butthead. There was a Beavis and Butthead game in the works.
You guys seen that? Played that at in Chicago?
California Extreme.
Have not. Yeah. I have not. And then he also worked on San Francisco Rush. Wait a minute. I think it was San Francisco Rush. And then also the was it M-Tech series? T-Mech.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
So he worked on that, and his name is David Macias, and he's going to be joining us in 2 weeks. So that'll be kind of a fun show, I think, because he's got, in addition to the projects that never got finished, he's got a ton of stories about people that he worked with at Atari and such. So another Atari guest for the show, which thanks Bryan and actually Paul Saarinen for putting us in touch with him. Really interesting guy, entrepreneur, should be really fun to talk to. Next news article, Axios.com. Atari reports losses, 45% decline in licensing revenue. So, this is interesting. The newest version of the legendary gaming company Atari is in the red for the year, reporting a loss of 5.2 million euro or $6 million over the past year. So why it matters? The current Atari announced an eyebrow-raising restructuring this spring, and signs of success are still a long way off. This is on the heels of its latest console, which has been met with mediocre reviews. So between the lines, as of April, Atari said it's focusing on two approaches, a gaming division and a division to sell Atari goods via blockchain, which seems like a terrible idea.
So weird, terrible.
And they don't even make mention of their plans for a hotel chain, which are probably on hold now, right?
Oh, totally.
Although those may have been licensed. That could be licensed.
Oh yeah, that could be that. I mean, keep reading. There is something weird that how they make a lot of money.
Yeah, so on the gaming front, it now sells a new version of its VCS, which is the aforementioned gaming system that has met mediocre reviews. And in early 2022, the release of a new version of the classic Atari game Food Fight, they think will bring some revenue in. And then also they plan to release additional classic titles as well. So its blockchain business involves support for an Atari token cryptocurrency and the sale of NFTs, which it says have grossed $1 million.
Wow, what a lot of suckers.
Awesome. Yeah, and also that's not enough. 1 million is like a drop in the bucket. What is that, like a 16 billionth of a Bitcoin?
I don't know. Let me check. Bitcoin is currently $46,800. So.
Yeah, that's just ridiculous. Okay, so defending the Atari trademark is its own viable revenue stream, netting the company. So basically suing people to the tune of $3 million in cash revenues and settlements over the past 3 years. That's also weird. Like, if you're listing suing people as your revenue source, you're in trouble. I mean, yeah. So numerous buyouts, bankruptcies, and brand handovers have led to the current Atari headquartered in Le France.
Would you like a sale?
Atari!
Would you like to kiss this frog?
Seriously, I don't know, man. I mean, what's your guys' take on the current Atari? Jeff, tell me what you think about the current Atari.
Oh, it's a far cry from what it used to be, that's for sure. I think it's just a cash grab machine, whatever they can do, I read about that hotel thing as well. I just thought, what are they doing? I mean, they're just...
it would make sense to me if they did that to cash in, like at a Vegas location, just one. But but there was like a plan for a chain. Yeah. It's like you're not going to become Howard Johnson's overnight. What are you going to put in there?
Yeah,
it doesn't make any sense. Are there any Howard Johnsons left? I don't even know.
I was going to say you use that as an example.
You're hey, so I was thinking back to like the 50s and 60s when they used to have Howard Johnson's hotels over highways. Do you remember that?
Oh my God, really?
Yes. So we don't remember it because we're too young, but they did extend into the 70s a bit, and there were a few. If you look it up, it's pretty cool. They used to have these hotels that went over like major interstates, and they would have you could stay in a hotel over an interstate.
My aunt and uncle wasn't over an interstate, but used to stay in Howard Johnson's every time they came to visit us.
Yeah,
we're going there. It was awesome because I loved going to the restaurant because we never ate out. Had all this homemade food. It's terrible. It's really rough growing up.
Wait a minute. Man. You loved going there because you got to eat out?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And then your complaint is that you had home cooked food all the time.
We didn't have store-bought jam till I was like in junior high.
Yeah.
Whoa. That is the farm life.
But that's actually
something about some homemade jam though. There's some recipe from a family member.
I love homemade jam, but when you're like when you're like 7 and your mother makes everything and you never get hot dogs, like all you want is like peanut butter and jelly on Wonder Bread and hot dogs. You're like, why are we eating Sol Florentine again for the 3rd time this month?
You mean she didn't grind up her own lips and assholes for it?
No.
You sure you don't want to rephrase that, laddie? Goodness.
310 locations in
pronouns
December
matter.
Howard Johnson's.
They're still there? That's road trip.
How many?
310, Joe Drozen said.
And how many are over a highway anymore? Because I think there are none. I think that was like a special thing for a while. And maybe I'm misremembering, but I'm pretty sure it was Howard Johnson's.
What if...
That makes sense.
Anybody?
Hey, there's a La Quinta for sale down by the mall. Let's buy it and theme it.
La Quinta. La Quinta. This is a Spanish word, La Quinta. I like how all the Americans call it a La Quinta.
La Quinta.
La Quinta. Sounds like a terrible perfume by Elizabeth Taylor. La Quinta by Elizabeth Taylor. Gross. What? I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
No. Friend Laven.
I think we have another segment.
We do?
We're losing people. Let's keep going.
We are not. The only person we're losing is you.
Yeah, you're right.
Back in '82, I used to be able to throw a pigskin quarter mile.
Back to the cave with Time Runner.
Why are things so heavy in the future? Is there a problem with the Earth's gravitational pull?
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Back to the Cade. I, for some reason, haven't been celebrating the fact that many video games are turning 40, officially over the hill this year. And in August, Defender is turning 40. Yes, it's a scrolling shooter video game developed by Williams in 1980 and then released for arcades in August 1981. It was set on either an unnamed planet or city, depending on platform.
Yeah.
where the player must defeat waves of invading aliens while protecting astronauts. It's funny, you could never really tell if they were astronauts. I could tell that they were just like little teeny guys that could walk. But I liked our interview with Eugene Jarvis. He was the developer and also a pinball programmer at Williams. He told us like he figured out how to make them walk up and down the little ridges.
Oh yeah,
and then he showed that to somebody, and then they were like, "Is that all it does?" And he's like, "Well, now, some crazy stuff, man." This was his first video game project, and he drew inspiration from Space Invaders and Asteroids. Defender was actually demonstrated in late 1980 before entering production in early 81, and it was distributed in Japan by Taito.
Nice.
Yes, so happy birthday, Defender, everybody. And that leads me to my second question, which I posed to Adam, and I'm watching him reach down and get ready to touch a button. What's in the juke?
What's in the juke?
All right. Everybody, welcome to the Season 5 edition of What's in the Juke. It's the game within a podcast. Today, we have 12 brain-twisting 80s songs for you that will be played in reverse at a random point in the song. If you can guess the song title, you will receive...
half point.
If you can guess the artist, you will receive...
half point.
That's right, and if you can guess both
full
artists...
point.
There you go.
I'm gonna win tonight because I got no lag here.
You got... Oh, wow. What the hell? You need to keep him as far away from you as possible. If you don't know, please fight it out amongst yourselves. And now that the fighting is over, let us...
Good.
That's the most fun we ever have with the show right there.
Wow.
Okay, here comes your first track. Oh yeah! I just got it. Screw you, UMG! Screw you!
Yeah, figure that out, you bastards.
Bryan. Proc FL.
Half point.
FL got another hole in the wall. And,
I do like Proc Poofed. So
Proc
and,
I really
you got Pink Floyd as well. Sorry.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Full point.
Okay, so this is what I love about this segment, by the way. We have to kind of thank Casey for this idea, right?
Yes, we stole it from him.
Yeah, because up until this point, I mean, he scrambled it, but we are actually reversing the track entirely, which makes it untraceable.
Right.
So it's super awesome. Okay, here comes another track. Oh yeah. Queen, another one bites the dust.
So that's one that they played.
Half point.
I was in like maybe
half point.
7th grade. They played at the church as an example. When you play it backwards, it says "smoke marijuana," which I've never. It's
yeah,
like
we need to
They're
play.
Like, oh, yeah. It clearly says "smoke marijuana," and I'm like,
we should have a track. We should have a backtrack. Set. What's in the juke night? We should pick all the songs that are supposed to say something backwards, and run them backwards. Actually, there is a Prince record that does that. Intentionally, yeah. So we should.
Yeah.
But we could do that.
This was like terrible. This was like one of those things. They're like going through it. I'm listening to it. I'm like, you'd have to be on drugs to think this is saying take drugs.
Yeah. Okay, so that was a half point for somebody and another half point for somebody else.
For a full point.
No, Red Wing got both.
All right, cool. Now, I Lift 1971 is asking, why are these coming up before you play them? There is a lag depending on what device you're listening on, where you're located, that sort of thing. So we're just going off of, what we see on the screen, and there are folks that are getting the feed before you are. So you can try refreshing your browser. If you're listening to us on Twitch, that may clear it up a bit. I've noticed also when I'm doing Twitch that there's just a real gap between some of the users' comments and such. So
now that I know about OBS, maybe one day we can put this pop-up chat into the video feed and people can see it.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. Next season.
Yeah, there's a bunch of things I want to talk to you about, including improving our overall camera stuff, because there's a proxy we can use to make sure everybody sounds and looks great. So we'll try that too. Anyway, technical details. Next track is coming up. Yes!
Grinwing on both.
Wow.
Amazing.
That was really good.
Full point.
Back in black, AC/DC.
I don't know where he is, but he was winning the couple weeks back, wasn't he? Isn't he just nailing all of them?
Must refresh his browser every time we start.
Yeah. Okay, here comes your next track. No, Content ID has not snagged any of these, Andrew, which is great because, they can suck it.
Looks like Mike Page got the artist, Judas Priest.
Nice.
Half point.
And then Grinwing came in through the rear. That's not really what I meant to say. With breaking the lure. Close enough.
I like this clip because it sounds like someone's getting slapped.
Ow!
It's like if in Karate Champ, if there was a slap move. Oh, that's funny. Okay, here comes your next track. Well, Mr. Peabody said none jet. I think Joan Jet. We're gonna have to give that to Mike Page this time.
Yep.
Half point.
I think we should make people start writing the artists backwards.
Oh my God! They would.
Tej Noj. Tej Noj.
Yes, I love rock and roll by Joan Jett.
Good
Half
wing.
point.
All right, nice. Okay, here comes your next track. This is gonna be a good one. Nice.
Okay, I think we got Joe Drossen with Jump first, and then Grinwing right behind him with Van Halen.
Half point.
For both those fellas.
Did you hear he got kicked off the Kiss tour, David Lee Roth?
When was this?
He was on
this week.
Because
Gene Simmons kicked him off the upcoming Kiss tour. Said he was past his prime.
Well, it's Sammy Hagar for the last 2 months has been bashing him because I don't know if you guys has listened to the Van Halen lineup, before they retired, and Eddie died, but he sounded horrible.
Mm-hmm.
He's just awful. He can't sing. It's arguable that he could actually sing. No.
I saw not Eddie Van Halen. I saw David Lee Roth and Sammy Hagar, the double feature that they did in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
And that was pretty awesome.
Okay.
And he got extensions, so it was awesomer, like where Dave had his long
hair.
Yeah,
Vince Neil's lost it too, and he actually uses auto-tune now to fix his voice.
Wow.
Interesting.
Yeah.
He just didn't sing. It wasn't even that his voice was bad. The last time I saw him, he couldn't remember the words. He's like, yeah.
Well.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Sometimes you hang on to that for too long. Here comes your next track.
It sounds a lot different backwards.
It does. Mark, you know what you should do for the next set? Do the voice extraction thing on them and then run them backwards. So it's just the vocal backwards. That'd be
awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So it is.
Proc got Living on a Prayer, and Mike Page got Bon Jovi.
Yeah, but we got to give Mr. Peabody a half point too. Look at that.
I'm gonna do it.
So,
what did
he put?
For our listeners,
he put lavage knob. Lavage knob.
Evage knob.
I'm gonna actually. Oh, it's an I, right? Yeah. So Evage knob. We got to call them from now on when they come on. Half point for everybody on that one. Okay, here comes your next track. Oh my God.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
I'm counting on Mike. Oh, looks like Grinwing got Scorpions. No, it's not Scorpions.
Christopher actually just said, I'd listen to a radio station that just plays songs backwards. That's hilarious. Oh, so this is one of the most fun segments of the show for me. And I think Mark and I came up with it, I don't know, second season or third season. But the idea that music is so closely coupled with, arcades,
Totally makes sense.
And it does. And so it's been heartbreaking over the last 5 years trying to make this work. So I hope this sticks because I love this backwards stuff. It's hilarious.
So that was Rainbow in the Dark by Dio.
Okay. Well, someone got Dio and Rainbow. Oh, they got it. That's good.
They got it. Yeah.
All right.
Half point.
All right.
Mr.
So
Peabody and Gridwing.
Here comes your next track. There's the Scorpions.
Half point.
There you go, Gridwing.
Rock You Like a Hurricane. He gets a full point.
Full point.
Nice.
Wow.
All right.
Cleaning up.
Okay. Next track. Well, we have a bunch tonight, huh?
We got 12.
All right. Yeah, it's not legs. It is Sharp Dressed Man. That's another full point for Grinwings taking it away.
Half point.
Is that right? No, we'll have to give Proc ZZ20, I think.
Yeah, why not?
Give him a half point too.
Half point.
Yeah. Well, then let's give Grinwing a half point. And might as well give Mike Page a half point.
Everybody gets a medal.
Yeah, everybody wins. Oh, the Bob Ross is priceless. I know it's really sad. ZZ Pot.
Sharp Dressed Man. ZZ Top.
Yeah, it is.
Two more.
And I don't know if you guys know, but ZZ Top lost a member 2 weeks ago. So
yes.
No more ZZ Top.
Rest in peace, Dusty.
Yep. I actually kind of like that backwards.
Rock.
It sounds Russian.
It's weird that it does.
Now that sounds like she wants me to do something. I'm not sure exactly, but Sweet Dreams are made of these by Eurythmics.
Mr. Peabody.
Z-ton
seed.
D's nuts. Oh, man. You made me say D's nuts.
He made you say D's nuts. Oh, this is terrible. This is terrible.
I have a video from 1988. We were, I don't know why we were crank calling somebody, but he was totally ready with D's nuts, and we'd never heard of it before. So it's like I'll bring it next time.
Oh, that's hilarious. Okay, here comes your final track. I love these. These are so good.
Burrito.
I think Proc, Final Countdown, and Grinwing Europe.
That's correct.
Point.
So the way it worked out is Grinwing got first place, 6.5 points. Proc 3.5, and Mike Page in third with 2 points. Let's see, that leaves Mr. Peabody with 1 in fourth place, and Joe Drosten in fifth.
So when we have the season finale with David Macias, I'm going to give away prizes for What's in the Juke that night.
Cool.
I do like Andrew's answer there. The first count up instead of the final countdown.
I like the Russian one, whatever that is, upside down. Whiskey flipper. He did the flip the text thing.
Right.
It's pretty good. I love it.
Nice.
The first count up. Nice. I love it. You guys are funny. Everybody did a great job.
Got any voicemails?
Wow, we can check that out. You know, while I'm getting that ready, I need to hear Jeff Willard's account of this game because he was fairly silent the whole time and he looked stunned.
Yeah, what do you think?
What do you think of the backwards tracks? Do you have any backward track stories to tell us? Is he there?
He's thinking.
Yes, sorry.
Himself.
Oh, there he goes.
Not really. Trying to think. I mean, I do remember the first time I played a record backwards, manually, and it was creepy. I did it for my sister, and she was just like, "Stop! Stop!"
Now, which record was it?
I think it was Thriller. Michael Jackson Thriller. Yeah.
That's a good one. I played a Beatles record backwards.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, one of my parents' Beatle records. I can't remember which one it was, but it said Nedma. And when I played it backwards.
That's the one that says Paul is dead. Isn't it?
Well, maybe that's the one I was trying to play. I can't remember. Yeah. Nedma. He's like, and he's trying to say I'm dead.
Yeah, something like that.
I'm dead.
Yes.
Rough Odak Nessel's
Does anybody remember the records that you could cut out of a cereal box?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I remember there was an Atari game that had one, but it was like super floppy, So
Right.
if you had like those little rubber things on your turntable, it would like it'd ride on top of them. And I hope I'm making sense. I have a turntable behind me. I just can't really move it. So it's just.
Well, Billy put on a video the other day. I can't remember where he got the record from, but it was like a square record that was from something, had a little kink in it, but it was playing it on the record player. That was pretty cool.
You have a record player at the shop?
No, this was at his house. He put a video up on Facebook.
Oh.
I should try and find the video and link it. But yeah, it was kind of fun. He had a whole story. I can't remember what I was doing, and I ended up like hearing the second part of it, not the first part of it. Although I will say, related to 80s, you guys will get a kick out of this. One of the funniest things I've seen in the last couple of weeks, friends of ours, 12-year-old son trying to use a rotary dial phone. Could not figure it out.
Okay, that doesn't make any sense. Is he just dumb? Because it's just
they've
numbers.
Never seen it. He's like trying to push the button. He's like, well, how do you like make it dial? He would turn the dial, but he didn't get like put the finger in and go around. He's never seen it.
That just seems dumb to me. Like I was born knowing how to use a rotary dial phone.
Mm-hmm.
No one had to show me how to use it. There's numbers.
I'm sure you saw people use it before you got to use it.
Maybe.
The whole idea of spinning the thing around and letting it go was just like, he knew it turned, but he couldn't figure it. Was hilarious.
It's too bad that they had to have a kid that's so slow.
If I just didn't have childhood amnesia and I could remember that, that'd be great. So,
and what's worse is you just made fun of him. Like,
I didn't make fun of him.
You're like, ha, you can't use the dial phone.
No, that's just, it's a piece of technology that's just leaving people in the dust.
I actually believe that a lot of those videos that are out there with kids not knowing how to do something are totally contrived. And or the kids are just really dumb.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I remember there was one where, we brought them like, not me, but, they showed them this and they're like, what's this?
Yeah.
And they're like, I don't know. It's a box of some kind.
Yeah.
I guess.
Well, it's, and the evaluation here is being done by
Is that a Panasonic?
Adam, who has no kids.
It is.
I had the gray version of that.
Oh, nice.
It's funny.
I think I showed this in a previous episode. This is what I recorded my Star Trek. I snuck into Star Trek 2 with this and recorded a big chunk of the movie.
In 1991, I recorded my teachers off one of those. I still have the recording somewhere.
I think I used to sneak a video camera into my college classes and record the lecture.
Yeah.
They eventually figured out what I was doing because people would skip because they knew I had a copy of the entire lecture. They're like, you can't do that. And I'm like, prove it.
You should have sold them.
Yeah, I saw a video of kids playing an Atari 2600 console, which I thought was like, when we had the console, you picked it up in 5 minutes, you knew what you were doing. There's a joystick, a button. Figure it out. And also, there was something called the manual.
Yes, he mowed my lawn.
For the games?
Oh. Yeah, I mean, yes, that's of course what you mean.
The little self-published autobiography by Manuel on each game.
He stays at La Quinta.
He stays at La Quinta. Nice. I knew there was a reason we had you on this show. Okay, here's the voicemail.
Thank you for calling 612-548-GAME. This is Arcade Radio. Please leave your message after the tone.
Hey, it's Bob. You know, control panels and tech and stuff. I guess you're wondering why I'm yelling. It's 'cause I just jumped out of a perfectly good airplane. You know, my altimeter says that I have a minute or two. So, hey. Oh man, I just let go of my altimeter. Well, I guess I'll use my watch instead to keep track of the... dag nabbit. Here goes my watch. Okay, well, Arcade Radio, I guess I'll use how much ground I can see coming up at me to figure out when to pull my chute. Luckily, I got my finger right here on the cord, and man, my primary chute just slipped off me. Well, hey, at least I've got my backup chute. What? Oh man, no way. There it went. Hey, looks like I need to fly towards one of these other parachute guys and do some piggybacks until I'm on the ground. If you hear back from me in the next episode, you'll know if I made it or not, alright? Have a great show! Stars a dick!
But he held the phone.
What?
Yeah. I guess he just isn't two-handed, you know.
That would have been awesome.
Everything else must have been left-handed. That's my theory.
I think that might have been Bob's last episode.
I didn't hear a thud at the end. So.
Bravo. Poor Bob.
Yeah.
He's gonna fall in a giant, thick, like Cubert padding thud of all the Cubert pads that never got into the games.
I wonder if I should check the real voicemail.
We won't find out until next week. Sure, why not?
I mean,
well, we should. Speaking of the over the hill stuff, should we make a phone call? See if somebody picks up.
We could.
Yeah.
Let me get the dialer up here.
I mean, he said he was drinking and going to bed with his significant other, so it would be perfect to call him. I mean, I think, yeah, they're gonna watch a movie.
All right, previous guest, Ted Hooper. It's his birthday today, right?
He turns really effing old.
Hey, shut up. I think all of us in this are older than you.
I think you pretty much are, except I was reminded by Ted today that I look like I've been ridden hard and put away.
Oh yeah,
I said the ride was fun.
All right, let me check the voicemail here. There is some voicemails, but I don't know if they're safe or not.
How bad could it be?
I don't know. It could be somebody asking for insurance. I don't know. Okay, here we go. That one is nothing.
Oh.
That's too bad. All right, let's see here.
Hi, this is Ruby from Ruby and Spears. I'm sad that you didn't feature more of us on your program tonight. We made a lot of those cartoons. And don't think about Hanna-Barbera or Warner Brothers or what's that one that would do the He-Man with the little thing? Yeah. So, and here, talk to my partner, Spears.
Yo, this is Spears, man. You're not helping us by doing your show the way you did it tonight. We need more promotion. And we'll do it for cheap because we're old and nobody cares anymore. So, yeah, thanks a lot. Contact us at rubyandSpears@AOL.com. Thank you.
I think that had something to do with some cartoon thing we were talking about.
Yeah, we stripped out the audio and played the Ruby and Spears cartoons last week.
Yeah.
Or 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
A few weeks, for like a month ago. That might be an old one.
I don't know. Yeah.
Both voices are obviously Billy.
Yeah, what? No.
Chip, what?
I like how the second voice was gruff and then it just sort of...
Hey, it's me, but I'm different than the first guy.
Yeah, and I can't keep this up, so hey, how's it going?
Yeah. All right, so you should text me the number and let's call Mr. Hooper.
All right, hold on. Here we go. I'm going to send it through the little chat. Oh, I got to do it. I got like multiple things.
You could do it on your phone or wherever you want to do it. You just do it. Do it.
Do it. Why is it not working quickly? There we go. My laptop is not the best anymore. I need to like reload the whole system on here.
Did you send it in Skype?
It's coming in Skype.
It's like Brian's using dial-up.
Oh, it's like freaking Morse code.
All right, let's see if we can. I don't know if this is gonna work. I don't remember if I fixed the audio on our phone calls, but well, when he picks up, just everybody say happy birthday right away. Does that make sense?
Right. Sure.
We'll see if he picks up.
In what language? No.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's see if this works.
Cumpleaños.
La Quinta. It's probably gonna say spam. Should we just keep calling him until he picks up? He's probably... It's 9:30. He probably passed out.
Thank you for calling American Computers. I'm sorry.
Oh
no, he's midway through this movie.
Let's try it one more time. It's like we're closed. God dang it!
Used to call Dan Reed.
We should call Dan Reed. I think his number's probably still in here.
Oh yeah, it is.
Thank you for calling American Computers.
Oh, you got the button.
He sent us the voicemail. All right, I'm going to call him one more time. Third time's the charm.
Oh, my God. Who the hell is this?
He's going to be so pissed. All right. Here we go. That should be enough time, right? Okay, here we go.
Yeah, right away.
Hello?
Whoop, hold on.
Oh! He totally... Oh, yes! Here we go. Arcade Radio.
Sorry, I was calling you back. I tried picking up, but I couldn't.
We just called to say happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Oh, Arcade Radio is calling me to say happy birthday.
Yeah. What's up, dog?
Hey, how you doing? You know, talent ass clown.
Hey, you shoe polish smelling motherfucker.
No, I actually thought it might be Mrs. Bryan saying, you know, his old age had caught up with him and he died of a heart attack.
Oh. You know, it's a good.
Hey, well, you know, with your friends, you got to get in your digs where you can.
Well, I'm glad to know you're an August 49er this year, because that's me in another week.
So, oh, look at you!
Yeah.
You're trying to catch up with my nephew, or you know, the other way around.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like this nearing 50 thing. In fact, I forgot how old I was.
Well, hold on. Rule 1: when you're a boy, you only care about when you turn 16, 18, and 21. After that, we give no fuck.
That's right. That's right. Exactly. Yeah. Somebody asked me. Somebody said
at that point, it's like, well, okay, hold on. One other. When you start getting money from the government.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
So that would be the fourth one. That would be number 4. Outside of that, yeah, no fucks given.
Yeah.
I think the only character you could pass for 16, pass for 18, and pass for 21. It wasn't actually turning them.
Well, and it makes me want to listen to that old Frank Sinatra song When I Was 17, because at some point he says he's in the autumn of his years. He just gives up on talking about the age. So, you know, that's a good lesson for him. But we just had to call and wish you a happy birthday, you know.
Well, thank you much, fellas. And, you know, I'm going to get back to as much as I love your greetings. I have a naked missus in the bed with me, so have a good night, and I'm having way more fun than you. Catch you guys later.
Good night. What a way to end the call.
Wow. Thanks for sharing.
Well, I think our ratings just went up. That's hilarious. Oh.
They said, he actually has to get back to his cats. It's code. He was using code.
It was code, yes. I'm going to go back to my cats. All right, we get it. Let's do, for the next couple of minutes, since we don't have an interview, let's do a Arcade Radio roundtable. And let's pick a topic and see where it goes. And it can't be Exterminator.
Okay.
It has to be arcade related. Okay. It can't be about ball gags.
How about
this time?
Razzmatazz, the sequel to Sega Carnival. They only made a handful of them. I found a PCB.
All right. Tell us about Razzmatazz. Okay, so let's talk about that. Here's the topic: rare things you found, and
yes.
Jeff Willard's kicking it off.
I recently found a Razzmatazz PCB. I think they only made 6.
6.
And yeah, something like that. Not very many. And it was based on Zaxxon hardware. And I got it in the box and I didn't have time to grab it, but I posted pictures of it on the web. And I think it's prototype number 2 or 3 is the board that I've got. And the cabinet was a Sega Championship Baseball. Is that the one that they had?
I don't know.
Yeah, they put it in. It had 2 spinners, and it looks pretty fun based on the gameplay. I haven't played it. I just have the PCB, but it's supposed to be working, and it looks pretty cool. It did not do well on location. They put it in Southern California, and on test location, and I guess it did not do well. But
what was it a? Was it a what I want to say here? Was it a 3D isometric game?
I don't think so. It was more like it actually looked pretty good for its age. I don't know how the spinners work. I mean, you should see the board. It's quite a solid.
So, is there gameplay on YouTube we can check out? Because
yes.
I think all right, I'll go check it out.
What the hell? No Exterminator talk? I'm bringing him beer and we don't get to talk Exterminator? Sorry for interrupting.
I'm good. Thank you.
I think Mark's beer wench is prettier than yours, Brian.
Did you get to see her?
I just, he is funny because he said he doesn't want to do too many to upset Susan. It's like, I think the thing that's going to upset Susan, I'm going to be like, hey, Billy brings me beer during the podcast.
That's hilarious.
So, I just posted. So actually, I didn't realize, but Gene Lewin has one for sale.
Oh,
interesting. How much?
$4,000.
That's a bargain.
Yeah, that's worth like more than everything in my garage.
$4,000.
Yeah. So, rare games that you picked up, maybe like an Aztrack behind you, Brian?
Well, rare game that I am not picking. Well, did you guys see the Galaxy Force 2 that went up for sale in Milwaukee?
No, but I did see a Tekken inside a Tempest.
That was terrible. So this guy's selling, those of you who haven't seen it, Galaxy Force 2, the full motion deluxe cabinet, full rotation, angling. It's kind of like the light version of the R360.
Except for it's bigger.
It is huge. And the guys are like, basically, they're willing to trade me for one of the cabinets that I have a duplicate of. I don't know where the hell I'd put it.
That thing is huge.
And like, I'd love to put it up at the arcade. We have 36-inch doors. I can't get it through the doors.
Yeah, you'd have to disassemble it. That game, Joe Leese up in Isanti, who was an operator in the area that worked for Lieberman Companies, which was an operating company out of the Twin Cities area that repaired games and operated them, and ran AAA amusements. He didn't run it, but he worked there. He was on the show first season. Anyway, he had one of those in his pole barn, and he ended up shipping it overseas. And I think another one went overseas too.
So the game that they're willing to trade me for is a Rampart. I'm very torn on.
Ramparts aren't worth that much, are they?
Well, he wanted the Rampart and some money, and I shouldn't be discussing all. Well,
okay,
but
all right.
I can tell. And then I basically said, look, I got to be honest. The price you're talking about Rampart from plus cash, it's just not worth it to me. And he wrote back, he's like, I want to see this go to an arcade or somewhere people can play it. You can restore it. Like, I'll trade the Rampart. I'm like, oh, so that was the last message I got through, and I'm just like, son of a bitch.
Yeah, that's hard when you get. I'd actually love to see one working because I've never seen one working.
I should tell him if he takes my Sega Strike Fighter and the Rampart.
That Strike Fighter is kind of cool.
It's a really cool game. It's an awesome game.
It's just big.
Huge.
Yeah.
It is way too big.
Mark, what do you have that's rare? Or anything that you found lately that's rare?
Not lately. When I took this Pac-Man Mini that I've been restoring, it had a trivia game in it, and it's the sex trivia game.
Oh.
Let me hold on. Check.
I'm gonna zoom in on this.
Okay, so you've probably seen this particular conversion many times, right? So on the PCB, the receipt from when it was being worked on is still intact, And it's even got the carbon.
Oh, wow.
Right here.
That's hilarious.
And so what it says is program, and then below that, sex. You see that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how much did sex cost.
$25. That's pretty good.
$125 per program, but
$25 for the sex.
Right. So I thought that was kind of cool.
I should have gone first because the only thing rare that I've caught lately is fire truck.
That's pretty awesome, though. I love that.
It is.
That's a great game.
It is.
Yeah.
It's interesting. A lot of people have not played it that I know. And Mark and I were lucky enough to play it at Grinkers. And I am so looking forward to getting that thing running. So
I will fly to Minnesota just to check it out.
It's going to be fun.
I'm lining up.
It is going to actually make it into the house. It's going to displace Asteroids Deluxe Cocktail.
It's going inside?
Yeah.
Let me know when you need help with that. I'm going to be out of town.
Actually, I could probably do that myself. It's because when it's in two pieces, it's very manageable. So it's not like pole position or any of the other. It's way, way easier because there's no top. It's just like a 3/4 arcade game. I could probably put it down in the basement myself. So
nice. We did move. We actually are trying to get our we're fixing a 3-player hot rod for up down. And we have the 4-player hot rod in the other room. That's one you don't see very often. It's a 4-player hot rod cocktail.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Which is a really fun game. That's a neat one.
And your soccer pinball thing, that's weird.
The Alvin G soccer.
Yeah.
I could throw this up. We could do a little tour.
You do have quite a few rare games in your collection.
Burn the hot rod with fire!
What was that?
Billy has spent hours. The amount of time we have into fixing this 3-player hot rod, we're basically doing it for free at this point. I think the shop is just paying Billy to fix someone else's game. And he's got Dave, how many hours do you have in there? It's probably 30 hours.
Wait,
it's just absurd.
What are the major malfunctions?
So it originally had a floppy drive unit.
Yes.
And so the board was bad, the floppy drive was bad. We did a floppy drive replacement, got the board working, but then the board keeps crashing after 2 or 3 hours on the floppy drive. It's just it just keeps going. It just is nonstop.
I have a 4-player hot rod, which supposedly has an extra PCB in it. I'll have to go check that out one day.
Yeah. There is a floppy drive replacement. If we figure out how to get that working and everything going, we will let you know.
All right.
I picked up off this guy. It was hilarious. I was up in Uptown. The guy that I bought it from, his construction manager, he was a construction worker, found it in a building and was like, just get it the F out of here. So I went to see this and it was $300. I was like, will you take 100?
Whoa.
2-3 years ago. And he's like, I just need it out of my room. It's too big. Done.
Nice.
So,
master of negotiation.
Yeah, this guy didn't have much negotiating. I mean, there was we had to getting it out of there was not easy. So,
all right, here's a question for you. What is your next project, Jeff?
Food fight.
Nice.
Food fight. Yeah, it's my second one. It's actually kind of what got me hooked in the hobby. I was told I got a food fight and I started looking for parts, and I had lots of people saying, "You'll never get that deconverted. It'll cost too much. You just give it up. Just forget it."
Yeah.
And it kind of challenged me to find the parts and everything. And so this is the second one I'm doing, and I've got already have all the parts and everything. It was part of a trade. I traded a tapper for this converted food fight and the dragon spirit. So,
sweet.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to start on my Stern the End cocktail, which...
Oh my God. It sounded like somebody fell and died.
I know it sounded like a bowling pin fell over or something.
Sorry about that. I actually thought I muted it, and then I looked down and it turned the mute off.
But yeah, so I'm going to be working on a Miss Pac-Man twin bit kit in that old The End cocktail. I've never played The End. It apparently didn't do very well.
I love the artwork on that. I love the marquee on the end. That's neat art.
Oh, this is a cocktail, and it's actually totally hashed. Somebody screwed up the it's got a screen printed underlay, I think, and it's been totally wrecked and painted black. And so it needs new glass and it needs new clips and all this stuff. And I think it has a 1941 in it. And somebody didn't bother to convert both sides of the thing to play. So one side still has the original controls, and the other side has an extra button drilled into the control panel, and they mounted a Donkey Kong joystick inside it. Like if you had to choose,
laying around.
And I bet that's because it's like the Scramble and the End have really low profile control panels on the ends. The later Stern cocktails had a lot more room for joysticks, so I bet the reason they did that is because the Nintendo ones are pretty low profile.
Ooh, I see your other converted one there, Bryan. Nice.
There we go. Food fight.
Yep.
Are you gonna be able to save the artwork, you think?
No, it's done.
Yeah,
like we do.
Mine's bad too.
The funny thing was we got all the parts before we got the cabinet.
Nice.
Was that a Matt Mania? What was that?
What's that?
What was it converted to?
I can't climb over these right now to see.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was. So it's actually kind of an interesting collection here. You got the Speed Freak, Tail Gunner,
Star Trek,
Sinistar, soon to be Rampart cabinet. Yeah.
Nice.
And a Sega Sonic. Wow. Which is kind of a neat conversion.
I really want a Rampart someday. They're super cool.
I will say I'm not like this artwork. The art selection was actually excellent on this, and it's one of your favorite guys, Jeff, that did this. So I will say the selection, colors, and presentation of this was actually really good for a Sega Sonic.
Cool.
Is that Escape Pod?
It was.
Yeah.
I concede very little.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Is there anything else interesting back here? I don't know.
You just need to get a full format printer so you can start printing artwork for us.
I do. There's the soccer.
Ah, that's cool.
2-player soccer. Alvin G had the things. We got the. Well, this is Tom's little.
You don't have a Joust pin, do you?
I don't.
Yeah.
A couple of Firefoxes, Blaster Duramold, 720.
Oh, that was cool at Game Terminal, man. Oh, speaking of, we got to talk about Game Terminal.
Definitely.
So, like, at Game Terminal, they had 4 Duramolds. And I know a couple people in the chat have been there now, or at least one other person besides me. And Jeff, obviously,
yep.
You've been there. Jeff, how many of the games did you restore there?
Probably around 30 at least.
30?
Yeah.
That's just
crazy.
crazy. So, 30 games. Do you remember which ones? Or
I think all of his Nintendos. Tapper, Timber.
There was a really nice Juno First there that was like
Tron,
original. Okay.
Ice Cold Beer. One of the Ice Cold Beers was mine.
Probably the working one.
Troll. He had my Troll. I kind of missed that one. The front that was a lot of work. Somebody had kicked a hole in the front, so I had to and Inferno, of course. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
And shoot, what else? Mad Planets.
Oh yeah, I played that while I was there.
Yeah. What else? He came to my house so many times picking them up. I mean, he had his guys. He came once, but his guys kept coming with his truck, loading them up, man. I had him rode 10, 12 at a time. He would pick them up. But
Did you get to go out and play them or see them on site?
Yeah, I went out and visited, and the place is awesome. Yeah, we had a great time. Patrick's a really good guy. The owner is really big, arcade enthusiast, and he does pretty good work himself. And he's a good guy. He is a really good guy. He's very passionate about it. The bar is, the bar and the whole place is doing great. It's really good.
Yeah.
Really good.
So I Lift 1971, who's in the chat, was out there recently. He saw Nibbler, Mad Planets, Inferno. He says Inferno looked stellar. So,
awesome. I'm very proud of that. Yeah, that was fun. That was really fun doing that. I
played Domino Man when I was out there. What a horrible game.
Yeah.
It's rare, but that's why I mainly played games I hadn't played before.
Yeah, I played one that I kind of want now, but I don't know how long. What do you guys think about Blueprint?
Blueprint is really fun, but the learning curve is super high.
Yeah.
I think if I had played it when I was a kid, I would have hated it. But I have it in my MAME inside this Dig Dug, and I sat down and learned how to play it. I don't know, not that long ago, and I actually really like it.
Yeah, I was surprised. I was like, I'll have to find me one of these. I think I passed one up years ago, and it's got cool artwork, cool cab, kind of looks like a Journey, the monitor angle's different.
Yep.
But yeah, I like that. I wouldn't mind finding one eventually.
I passed on a Cabaret version of it a long time ago, and I kind of wish I hadn't. But,
Oh, yeah.
Cabaret was wood grain with just, wasn't that pretty. It would have probably ended up a multi if I had gotten it at the time. So.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, that place is great. You can't beat it. Really.
Well, I was just saying on the last show, I think the only other arcade that was better is gone now.
Oh, yeah.
Grinkers.
Yeah. The thing about Patrick's place, too, about Game Terminal is, the pinballs, everything has the top tier accessories, like the toppers,
yep.
The shooter rods. You can see everything, anything fancy and extra, that a game has, or any kind of mods. He does it all. He just goes out in every game.
I couldn't on Stranger Things. I couldn't see the movie screen lighting up, and I don't know if that was just not working or if he had a pro version.
Oh, that was probably the pro.
Yeah.
Yeah. The pro doesn't have the projector.
But yeah, everything else looked really great. All the classic pins had, lots of pretty things added to them. And the pins are the only thing you got to pay for. That and the driving games.
Interesting. When he told me he was doing that before he opened, I thought, wow, that's kind of an interesting way to go about it. But it works. He makes most of his money on the liquor anyway.
Yeah. Well, and I think if you were to quiz Up Down about their local chain here, regional, about the classic games and their take, they don't take.
Yep.
They use it as promoting and they use it as a draw, but I can tell you from the machines we see in here, if people are buying tokens, they do okay.
Yeah. But they're doing the games that they're going into are Killer Queen. They're going into newer games.
No,
pinballs.
We get games full of tokens.
Sure, but how long have they been on the floor?
Well, it depends on how throttled they are. They're emptying the tokens out pretty regularly. They do a good. The number of tokens going into the games is pretty significant. Now, how much of that is them giving out tokens for free and letting people play as a draw in is another issue. But they actually do get a fair amount of token play on a lot of their games.
But Miss Pac-Man and Galaga will draw, right? They'll always draw.
Not always.
You'd be surprised at the games that we see tokens in. It's a wide variety. We have. If anybody needs tokens, come by. We got.
Oh my God.
We've got tubs of them. In fact, we handed them one. They're like, we were wondering, we were missing some tokens because they keep bringing them in full. They don't empty them before they bring them in. But it's more than you'd think. I think that I think the game terminals are a really interesting idea, and that's not a bad idea. And down there, so it's down in Tennessee. It's probably a slightly lower cost down there than like where Uptown is up here. And so my guess is that
Yeah, it's in a warehouse district.
Yeah, but just Nashville in general versus, middle of Uptown up here.
Sure.
Just the building there and up here is. But I know they paid for their build out in less than 6 months up here, which is insane for a restaurant bar.
Yeah.
And they really put some money into it. So.
Yeah, and one of the things
is huge at Game Terminal. Patrick said ice cold beer is just brings in the
well, it wasn't bringing in any money when I was there.
I know you said that they were down when you were there, huh? That stinks.
And it was free anyway. That was one of the free ones.
Oh, geez.
I think.
Maybe
it wasn't. No, it wasn't. It was free.
That's why it wasn't working. Adam wasn't putting tokens in it.
Why
is it displaying?
No, it was free because I didn't buy tokens. I had to actually go back to get tokens because I forgot to buy some before I left. I watched people play pins. I was more interested in playing like rare arcade games, so I didn't really do pins.
But I've got a great rare arcade game you can come by and play in the basement.
But the other thing that was cool, and Uptown has this too, but they have like Jenga and like physical games. You can go out on the patio and play, or go upstairs and play some games and have sort of an outside atmosphere. But at Game Terminal, it's like 50 yards wide.
Yeah.
And it's a row of cornhole and Jenga and ping pong. So
yeah, he also owns a landscaping business, so they did a heck of a job out there. It's beautiful.
It is very nice. I thought I was kind of inspired. My girlfriend works for a high-end landscaping company in Minneapolis, and I was thinking, I did write a business plan for an arcade 2 years ago, and so I thought, well, maybe I should contact them and see if I can get some investors, because that would be cool to do something like totally, unique in a space. And this company's very about green space as well. So it'd be a fun project to work on with somebody. But I continually get inspired by like Mark and his drawings of his, place and stuff. And, and the fact that friends are standing up these arcades all over the place. And I just thought at Game Terminal, when I saw it, I was like, this is cool. Like, I want to do something like this. And people were just all over the place. Outside, there was people just hanging out at the couches and stuff, just doing nothing, having a cocktail. But it's kind of like when we have arcade parties, right? Everyone gravitates towards the games for a short amount of time, and then it becomes a discussion point, and then pretty much everybody's just hanging out and drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there's plenty of seating and tables. He really did a heck of a job.
Little nooks. And I brought this up on the last show too, but one of the coolest things I thought was they have the repair center is visible to the public.
Yes.
Which is cool because you can see guys working on the games.
Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
That was a great idea.
And I almost went back and introduced myself, but they shut it down before I had time to do it. So, but yeah, that was totally cool. Well, it's about 9:00. What do you guys say we wrap this thing up?
I want to answer the question. I didn't get a chance.
What the hell? Go ahead.
Damn it!
Answer the question.
I forgot what was the question.
Well, we had
to work on.
Well, what are you gonna work on? What's
your
next
project? Okay,
Yep.
So it's a tie, 3-way tie. I have an Atari pinball. I have a Boot Hill, and I have a Wheels 2.
Boot Hill.
Oh yeah.
All three that were in the project backlog for Grinkers, actually.
Oh.
Yeah, he sold them all to Coin Op Warehouse. In turn, I bought from Coin Op Warehouse. So it was really kind of freaky to see games that I had seen in his little crypto mining /
workspace
weird little
area
facility he had. And what's funny is that Eagle, Idaho is so cool and so safe that he had all of these crazy games and he had tons of rigs mining crypto, and the back door was open and the windows were open and nobody was climbing through. I was like, what the hell? Why did he give us a key? It was really weird. But yeah, so it's one of those three. I do want to send off my computer space PCB to Flippers in Canada now that I know that it might come back.
That's good.
What color is yours?
It is yellow. It's right here.
Oh, nice. You know, I sold my green one to Patrick. It's there. Like the 2-player.
Cool.
Oh man, nice.
Yep.
Nice. Do you have another one?
Story was that's when I found 2-player computer
Oh
spaces in
yeah.
a warehouse downtown.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Bryan, what's your upcoming project?
Upcoming? Well, I've got a Kubert cabinet that I'm converting to a screw loose, and that is the Kubert cabinet had ridiculous water damage at the bottom. I didn't cut anything off. I've been sanding it down. I've gotten a lot of flack for using a belt sander, and I keep telling people that if I can use a saw and a pelvis, I can use a belt sander on a cabinet. But
that's pretty dangerous. But yeah,
three or four coats of urethane onto it. I've been using this the water-based urethane and then sanding it afterwards, and it is the one side feels like laminate. I mean, it just feels ridiculously smooth at this point.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it coats up, but I'm about 80% of the way done with the wood treatment, and then after that, hopefully, Adam and I are going to get that painted. I'm trying to decide what color to do. Proc in the chat, if he's still there, was nice enough to supply the screw loose artwork. And I have a Millstar FPGA multi. I see Proc's bailed on our chat, so we won't talk about him anymore. But I have the multi-unit I'm going to throw in there, and then I'm doing custom panels for screwless.
Sweet.
So, which will be available eventually.
Oh, that ends the round table. So everybody got to say it, Mark. Everybody got to answer the question.
Woo.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, in 2 weeks, we got another Atari guest coming on. David Macias. We're going to have some talk about some Beavis and Butthead and some T-Mac. And
hot tub parties, maybe? I don't know.
That was way before his time. Although he does have a couple stories because they did a 45th anniversary reunion, and apparently he hung out with Nolan a little bit. So
he's got some good stuff, and he is really passionate about what he did. And T-Mac is one of his favorite games. I had a 4-seater T-Mac in Hawaii that unfortunately didn't make it.
Oh, that's too bad. Well, you guys ready to shut this thing down?
We can shut it down.
All
Prepared. Right. I'm going to go for a little tour here, though.
Hey, give us the walk around tour as
I want to give you guys. Oh, the wrong button there. Here we go.
So then we gotta do his outro then, right?
We're gonna show a Billy 7 in his natural habitat. This is very rarely seen.
A Studebaker.
Is this video still up?
This is Billy 7 in his natural habitat. Oh, wait.
I don't see anything. Oh, wait, hold on.
There we go. Oh, there it is.
Oh, there he is. All right.
It's funny because now I have the Brian McLeod banner up on Billy, and all last show I had Billy 7 up on Brian.
And I will show you. This is Billy's lighting setup. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lights.
He has excellent lighting
for his desk.
And Too Furious.
Funny because now I have the Brian McLeod.
And what's he working on? He's working on a Mega Touch.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Ready to rock this thing?
We should rock it.
Jeff, I want to thank you for being a guest host and covering the news.
A lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, you'll have to come back again when we got you, when you're in mid-project.
Yeah, absolutely.
When you finish that food fight, we're having you back. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, well, thanks for listening in. This has been the Double R's, and that is Arcade Radio.
Hey, everybody. 2D Con is next week.
I know. I can't believe it.
Check it out at 2dcon.net if you care. Whoop, whoop, woo. All right. 2D Con in the house. Raise the roof.
Raise the roof.
Check out our website, RcadeRadio.com. That's RcadeRadio.com for all our social media and swag links. We have no music. Where's our music?
It's there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You enjoying the show? Call and leave comments. And, just like Bobby Z at 612-548-GAME. That's 4263.
Hey, it's almost like I picked the biggest chunks of things to say. Hey, are you enjoying the show? Pick up some Arcade Radio swag over at teespring.com/arcaderadio, or consider supporting our Patreon campaign over at patreon.com/arcaderadio. There's multiple tiers starting at just $3 a month. Any bit helps us with the costs of running the show and paying for our OnlyFans account.
I still don't know what that is.
To follow us and click on the notification bell so you know when we're streaming live. That's twitch.com/arcaderadio.
If you like what you're hearing, consider dropping a 5-star review on Anchor, iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you consume our podcast, but preferably iTunes. So if you have iTunes, just shut up and just go in there.
Yeah.
Thank you. Liz.
That's going to be it for tonight's show. From the Arcade Radio team, we hope you had a blast, and we'll see you on the next episode.
And this is where we dance.
I like that. Wait for it. Wait for it. Where did Mark go? Oh shit, I launched the wrong thing. I missed the crotch light.